What is up, everybody? Welcome to Slovakia, the first time F1's come here for the inaugural, there we go, Slovakian Grand Prix. I hope you enjoy it here today. I'm sure I will. It's Saturday, and for the first time in a while, Saturday means qualifying instead of the sprint. If you're missing the sprint races, then don't worry, because next week will be in Estoril for the Portuguese Grand Prix, which is a sprint race as well. And then that'll kind of be the sprint races over, but as Esteban Ocon becomes the first one to go out on track. Let's see how he does in this qualifying session. Oh no, it wasn't. It was not Ocon, it was his teammate Pierre Gasly who went out first. Do apologise, I probably should have told which number was which, and like Ocon wasn't moving while I was spectating him. But anyway, really long pit lane here in Slovakia, which will test the driver's patience. Of course, they can't really do much about it, but yeah. Well, Ocon, let's see how he does. He's done alright recently. Podium in Austria. Teammate, of course, won in Australia. I'm sure he'll be looking to do what his teammate has been doing recently in qualifying. Unfortunately, the race for his teammate has not been very good. He hasn't finished many races, but let's see how they get on here. A very bumpy track here in Slovakia, and not by bumpy I don't mean the normal bumps you get just on a street circuit. You just saw those are ramps. Thankfully the cars have enough downforce to be able to get through them without getting too much airtime, or that they don't get any airtime. But let's watch on board this lap from Esteban Ocon just to see how he does. Turn 1 is medium speed, turn 2 should be flat out after the little ramp. Another little bit of incline and decline there. This is a very difficult corner, very long right-hander. Be careful not to get into that wall, which does very much. If you don't get off line in time, you will be hitting that wall. And some high-speed right-handers to follow. Very long right-hander as well for some left-handers. Medium speed, looks like Ocon has a Williams in front of him. He doesn't really want Albon messing his lap up too much. A bit of a technical section here before a very longish, I'd say straight. It is basically a straight before the last little corner. DRS zone, I believe that is. I'm not 100% sure. We go through the last right-hander for a little left kink onto the final straight. Oh no, Ocon's pitting. Don't know why that is. Let's see who else is on track. Is Leclerc on track? You know he is. Let's see how Leclerc does. Currently 9th. I don't think he's actually done a lap so far though. Or if he has done a lap, then I haven't seen it. Go off board now. Yeah, that is a DRS rate. I thought it was. Of course, this circuit has replaced the Hungarian Grand Prix at the Panoia Ring. Unfortunately, F1 couldn't go to the Panoia Ring for undisclosed reasons, as Charles Leclerc goes P3. Sergio Perez currently fastest. He's had a torrid season so far. Not up to scratch for his standards. Lewis Hamilton as well, not a brilliant season, but did win in France, which he would have wanted to catapult his season up a bit more. His home Grand Prix, he was one of the only finishers. Actually, no, he didn't actually finish. Sorry, he was doing very well and was up there in the high point positions if he had actually finished the race. Where does this lap put Hamilton then? It's going to put him still in P2, so no improvement for him. Here's Valtteri Bottas. How's he doing? He's P7 currently for the Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo, what an underdog performance they've had this season. Cannot fault them at all. Joe's had 2 wins, Bottas has had a win, and they'll be wanting to get even more wins this season. Them and Aston Martin are both really the only 2 teams that I think are challenging Mercedes this season. Apart from maybe AlphaTauri, who since we've started actually broadcasting races, have decided that they actually want to do well in races. Of course, Nick de Vries winning in Alton Park, and the other one, Yuki Tsunoda, that is, winning in Aragon. Valtteri Bottas up to P5 with that previous lap. Where's Ocon? We were hyping him up earlier, and there he is, there just behind Carlos Sainz, I think. I'm not going to count myself on that, but you got to get the number in, and I still can't see the number, unfortunately. So someone went up this chart today. I'm not too sure who that was. Ocon, is it Ocon? Yeah, it is Ocon. Thought it was. Don't know if he's on a lap or not. He might be. But currently P20 after not actually setting a lap. But unfortunately for the Alpine driver being held up. Ocon a massive act. I think it was him, one of the Alpines. Unfortunately had a double DNF in their home Grand Prix at Val de Vienne. Unfortunately for Ocon, being involved in a horrible accident on the back straight. Thankfully okay and uninjured. It wasn't very pleasant. Is he going to continue this time? Is this a lap or is this a start lap? No, it's going to go P6 for the Alpine driver. Much better for him. Still 8 minutes into this race, of course, so. And also, if you are checking out, if you are going to miss F1 during the summer, don't worry. We are re-showing the 1988 season qualifying and race every single day. From the Tuesday after the Portuguese Grand Prix, I believe that's the 8th of August, all the way until the day before, the Aston Grand Prix, the Dutch Grand Prix, on the Thursday, or actually, is it Wednesday? I think it's the Wednesday. It's the last actual championship race of the season, and there will be a non-championship race, the Daytona. We haven't decided if we have like a proper Daytona 500 yet. But we'll see how it goes. I've gone up to P2 now, so a brilliant lap from the Alpine driver. Unfortunately, I can't actually commentate as much as I would want to, as I've got a sore throat, which is why, unfortunately, I couldn't actually drive this race. Normally, what I'd do is I'd drive one of the drivers for that race, but unfortunately, I couldn't because I was feeling really unwell. Now it's just a sore throat that I was proper bad a couple of days ago, so that's why I'm not actually driving as Ocon, but I don't know if I've mentioned that, but whatever. If I meant to mention that, I don't know. But unfortunately, I will not be commentating as much during qualifying. It'll basically you watch it and I'll have a look to see how they're doing. Yeah, just thought I'd tell you that just in case. So, with about 5 minutes to go in this qualifying session, let's see your current standing. Is George Russell, the championship leader, on pole currently, followed by Esteban Ocon and Lando Norris. Max Verstappen in 4th, Charles Leclerc in 5th, Perez 6th, Bottas 7th, Hamilton 8th, Piastri 9th, Tsunoda 10th, Albon 11th, Alonso 12th, Gasly 13th, Sainz 14th, Magnussen 15th, De Vries 16th, Hulkenberg 17th, Stroll 18th, Sargent 19th, and Joe 20th. Let's see how George Russell does here. He comes into the pits, of course he does. Anyone else on track that we can watch? Let's see. Someone's on track. Oh, Sainz is on track, so let's watch him in the Ferrari. Sainz won 2 races ago at the Austrian Grand Prix at the Salzburg Ring. Is Sainz going to clinch this lap? Or Sainz coming into the pits as long as the Alfa Romeo, who I can't see unfortunately. But of course, if you are regular to this series, you would know that they do like to come into the pits after one lap near the end of the session. Either that, or they pull over to the side of the track with no fuel, because the teams clearly can't put enough fuel in during a pit stop. So they didn't actually get much, unfortunately. Max Verstappen in the Red Bull at the moment. Let's see how he does come around the final corner. Is he going to come into the pits or is he going to finish the lap? And dead surprise into the pits of the Alpha Tauri. Who else is on track? Let's see. Hamilton's about to go out. No clue why. There's less than a minute left. Really smart. Someone's out on track. Who is it? Come on. Reveal yourself. There's Ocon currently in P2. Let's go find Hamilton. He's definitely on a lap. Nope, no, he's off into the gravel. But there's a Ferrari going out on track. Why is a Ferrari going on track? I don't know. It's Carlos Sainz currently in 14th. Shocking qualifying for him. And then Sainz's fuel gone. Just gonna go through to see if anyone's out on a lap. Oh, yeah, it's Zhou Guanyu. Currently T20. Normally for Alfa Romeo, it wouldn't be too surprising. They definitely wanted to be doing better, but oh, there's the fuel, surprisingly. Yeah, everyone is wanting to be doing better, definitely, but of course, normally, yeah, they'd want to be doing better, but this season, Alfa Romeo want to be up there fighting for wins, so, you know, who else is there? Okay, nice on track. So let's run through your grid order. At the back is Zhou Guanyu, very poor qualifying for Alfa Romeo. 19th Logan Sargent, he was P2 and led most of the Austrian Grand Prix, so he'd be very disappointed with that. Lance Stroll in 18th, he's won a race this season, so is his teammate. Aston Martin definitely want to be higher than that. Hulkenberg, after his first podium in his career in Alton Park, not really been up to scratch, was up there for the Austrian Grand Prix before a massive accident with Pierre Gasly ended his race. Nick de Vries, well, wasn't his race last week absolutely horrible? Massive crash in qualifying, massive crash in the sprint. I'm honestly surprised he's still racing today, to be honest. Kevin Magnussen 15th, Sainz 14th, that's disappointing for him. Gasly's been doing alright in qualifying recently, so that's really quite a surprise, to be honest. Fernando Alonso is in 12th, Albon 11th, Tsunoda 10th, Piastri 9th, Hamilton 8th, Bottas 7th, Perez in 6th, Leclerc 5th, Verstappen 4th, Lando Norris 3rd, Esteban Ocon is 2nd, and your championship leader, by a long way, George Russell is on pole. I'll be back tomorrow for the the Slovakian Grand Prix. Hopefully I'll be feeling a little bit better then, so I'll be able to commentate the whole thing. But I'll see you then. Goodbye.